Hey guys, this is going to be the last unedited video, thankfully, and another different video. I know these past three videos, or PFRs, have been a lot different, but hopefully this will be the last different one, because we're going to do an unboxing today. Got a new laptop. I couldn't wait long enough for, the police report's still out. Hopefully I get my old one back. All my stuff that's on that laptop, it's just, there's so much on it, that especially that one video that I want to point out. That's besides the point. However, I got a new laptop because, I'm a college student. I can't, wait long enough for this to happen. So we're going to do a quick unboxing for that today. During this PFR, the Penguins, of course, won today 3-1 over the New Jersey Devils. Good. Really just, adversity. They persevered through a lot of adversity. Malkin's out, and he's not just day-to-day anymore. He's going to be out for at least week to week. Sullivan had to confirm that he would be back during the regular season, which, that's good that he'll be back during the regular season, but that scares me that he had to come out and say that. That's besides the point. We'll go over the lines later, but real quick, and again, I'm sorry I can't edit this video because, again, I don't have my editing softwares or anything, and I don't really know how to fiddle around with the mobile YouTube app. So you're going to have to, stick through my unedited video, including my my burps. Anyways, let's open up this new laptop, and I won't make it too long. Again, I don't want to make this a vlog channel, but, I'm very happy the support I've gotten over these past couple of weeks. Or of days. It's only been a week, due to me getting robbed. And if you don't know, if you're just here, this is your first ever Owen Krebs video, please go watch the older ones. Long story short, I was robbed on Monday, got my laptop stolen from me, was heading in the right direction, trying to get some more subscribers, and this happens. Anyways, let's break open this bad boy. I already cut the tape on it, and then I was like, hey, we could put this in the PFR. We can. If it'll open. That's what the problem is. There we go. Got it from Best Buy. Shout out to Ryan. I think Ryan was the guy. I think that was the name of the guy that, sold this to me at Best Buy today. I have no idea. I'm not a laptop guru. I'm not a technology guru. I just need something that can do its job. This is a pretty expensive laptop, and I know that there was a GoFundMe out for, me and my situation, and shout out to Blues Fan Reacts for that. Mason, I have never met you in my entire life. I probably never will. Hopefully, I'll meet you sometime, but COVID's still a thing. But shout out to you, man. I didn't end up using that money because, I used some of my own, but, I really appreciate it, as well as not just Mason, but everyone that donated to that. I really do appreciate it. And, 140 subscribers isn't the most subscribers on the internet, but the small community that I have here is really touching. And I know, Blues Fan Reacts, I know Mason has his own community as well, and it really is nice. Anyways, let's open up this laptop. Now, I have no idea if it's going to be charged or not. And this is a ROG Zephyrus. It's a laptop, and I need one. If we have any other, collegiate students or any people that are just working from home now, you should understand what's going on. I almost got worried there because I thought there wasn't a keyboard, but I now just realized it was that. Let's see if she'll turn on. I'll probably have to plug her in, but there she is. This is your source of PFRs in the next couple of, hopefully, years, because this is a pretty expensive laptop. Hopefully I'll get a couple years worth out of her. Yeah, there she is. But you're here for the game. Let's talk about the game. I was pretty much shopping in Cranberry all day, so I had to, do the radio thing today. Didn't necessarily get to watch the game, but I was able to, follow along with it on radio. I don't know if it's just me, but I like following along with the radio a little bit more. Like, obviously I love watching the game, but Josh Getzoff and Phil Bourque, in my opinion, and this isn't a discredit again, I wish I could edit that out, but this isn't a discredit to Steve Mears and Bob Airy. I really like listening to the game on the radio. I really like, especially Phil Bourque's input. He's just a smart guy, and I know he's another example of a former player that went into sports media, and as an aspiring sports media professional myself, that's something that isn't necessarily the best, considering, I'm going to school for this, and then there's people that, just played and then can just go into that position. But he's a good example of, it done right. He has a lot of good input on the game. He's not afraid to just say, Chris Letang, shoot the puck. And I really like that out of him. And I don't know how many times I've tried to sync up the audio for the radio to my TV, especially when Mike Lang was doing the broadcast. And again, love Mike Lang. Mike Lang will be the greatest Pittsburgh broadcaster ever, but Josh Gustav is really good, in my opinion. I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I've tried to sync up the radio and the audio, or the radio and the TV. It doesn't work. They're on like 30-second difference there, but again, no discredit to Steve Mears and Bob Airy, but I really like listening to games on the radio, and that gets me to kind of get more invested because I'm more of an audio learner. But again, the Penguins, they won this one 3-1 against the New Jersey Devils for the most part, especially in the first period. This game was a Pittsburgh Penguins New Jersey Devils game. If you're not a Pittsburgh Penguins or New Jersey Devils fan, let me explain. It was a very slow, boring game. For the most part, goals were earned. They had to be dirty goals. I wish I could edit that out. Dirty goals. And, probably the nicest goal we saw today was Brian Rust's goal. He had a really nice goal on the power play. Kyle Palmieri opened up the scoring for this one. These are my game notes. This is what I'm resorting to. I'm trying to get back to normal here. I'll have the whiteboard up for next game, I promise. Penguins play back-to-back against the Devils at 1 o'clock today, obviously, and then tomorrow. It's a home and home, so hopefully the Penguins are going to win there too because they're very good on home ice. My game takeaways, again, Kyle Palmieri opened up the scoring. Aston Reese got on the board. This isn't necessarily my PFR question for the night because I have a different one, but I'm just thinking of it now. Is Aston Reese, I know this kind of sounds like a stupid question, but is Aston Reese an NHL player? Obviously he is right now. But in a healthy Colorado Avalanche lineup or Boston Bruins lineup, would Aston Reese make the lineup? He has 6 goals so far this year. He scored tonight. He had 3 goals in, I think, 3 straight games coming back from injury. He's on pace to break his career high in points, which, no offense to him, that's not, anything spectacular. He was a college free agent, and I really liked what I saw out of him. Last year and this year, the Blueger-Tanev connection was the driving force of the third line. It was Blueger and Tanev. That was, the main reason why that third line was so good. Aston Reese was a good part of it, but he was still kind of that other piece. It's kind of like how you have Guentzel and Crosby on the first line, and then, Brian Rust is there too, or Patrick Hornquist is there too, or whoever we put on. Connor Sherry's there too. You get how I'm saying? There's like the 2 players that have the good chemistry, Blueger and Tanev. This year, Aston Reese is proving that he has not only the chemistry there, but he's also a big game player. And, he's a good grinder. He's not talented by any means, or he's talented, but he's not the most talented player by any means. He chips in goals, and the goal he had tonight was, just a nitty-gritty goal, and it tied the game up. And my question to you is Aston Reese an NHL player? I know that kind of sounds stupid, but, put him on the best lineup. Well, I would say on paper, the best NHL team on paper is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Is Aston Reese a forward on that team? I don't know. But he's starting to pave the way to being a good, bottom 6 forward. And I really like that out of him. Anyways, got sidetracked there. Brian Rust and Jake Guentzel are the other goal scorers in this. Loved Brian Rust's goal today. He just, Phil Bourque said, he bulldozed his way to the net. And he really did. And Brian Rust, you ever play EA Sports NHL and you're losing to your cousin who is not as good at the game as you, and he's not as experienced at the game as you? This is a very personal example. But you ever you'd be losing to in EA Sports NHL to someone that is not as good as the game as you, and then you get the puck, and then you just make a beeline to the net with Zdeno Chara as your first line center and just cram the puck in the net? That's what this goal was for Bryan Rust here. And I know that was a little bit too personal of example. Hi, Josh. But that's what this goal was. Bryan Rust shoved the puck in the net. Or he didn't shove the puck in the net. He shoved, all the defenders that were on him. Beautiful backhand. That ended up being the game winner. Bryan Rust is, gotta love that man. There were parts in this game, though, where the Penguins weren't able to score that I thought about. And again, I'm not Sullivan, but I thought about, as if I'm the coach, I thought about separating the Guentzel, Rust, Crosby lineup, what that would look like, because, the lineup, we didn't even go over the lines. Shit. I would edit this out, but here, give me 1 second. For the lines, it's very top heavy, and I don't know how many of you guys listen to the radio, but that was my question. There's always the tweet the old 2-9er Phil Bork after the second period, and I showed up asked him, like, are the Penguins a top heavy team? Which I knew the answer to that question, yes. And Phil Bork was like, yeah, they are. Considering last game we had Evan Rodrigues as our second line center. That's simply not good enough, considering Evan Rodrigues was a late free agency signing for the league minimum. No, he's not. It's sad. I know the Penguins have injuries. I know that McCann was out. I know that Malkin is out. I know that Blueger's out. There's just not enough depth on this team. When you look at the lines for tonight, again, you have Guentzel, Crosby, Malkin. Guentzel, Crosby, Rust. That's a good first line. Second line, especially with Tanev out. Tanev's out with an undisclosed injury, and he's probably one of the biggest losses to the Penguins, given the fact that he's just... I like to keep my jersey collection low. I have a whole video on that. But there's a part of me that really wants to buy a Brandon Tanev jersey because he is such a player. He's such a... That's the word I'll use to describe him. He's a player. He goes out there and he battles every shift. His speed speaks for himself, and, he's a really tough loss for this. Rodrigues, McCann, Kapanen is not a second line, maybe not even a third line, but that's what it is for the Penguins right now. Aston, Reese, Jankowski, and Lafferty, Sceviour, Gaudreau, Angello. And I mentioned in last game that I thought the Penguins, the Penguins defense, right now, there's no one hurt on the defense except for Mark Friedman. So that's what you look to generate you offense when you're out Malkin, when you're out McCann, when you're out Blueger, when you're out Zucker, who's all hurt right now except for McCann. Malkin, Zucker, Tanev, Blueger, Friedman are all hurt right now. So for the most part, the Penguins defense is healthy. So you look to the defense to generate offense for you, especially a guy like Mike Matheson. And I don't know what it is with, this isn't just a Penguins problem, but this is just an NHL problem. Head coaches in the NHL, or power play coaches in the NHL, are so obsessed with having an extra forward on that power play unit, the first power play unit specifically for the Penguins right now. We have Kapanen on the first power play unit. Great player. Kapanen's, he's been great for the Penguins. He turned over the puck 3 times tonight on the power play. He's not bad, but why can't we have just 2 defensemen on the power play? Every single, most teams in the league do this. They put 4 forwards and a defenseman on the power play. I understand what you're trying to do. Obviously, forwards score more than defensemen. But if you're hurt, like the Penguins are, don't force a player like Kapanen to go out there and play the point on the power play, which he's not necessarily familiar on doing, given the fact that he had 3 turnovers and 1 power play tonight. Why not put Mike Matheson there? Even John Marino. Fuck it. Put Brian Dumoulin there. Because, Letang's going to pinch. Might as well have someone like Dumoulin back there to, defend. I don't understand why. This isn't just a Sullivan problem. This is just, it's every team in the league does this. Why do we, have 4 forwards on the power play? And again, if you have a healthy team with, your power play is, working with 4 forwards on the ice, then by all means do it. But I'll see teams that'll put out fucking Kevin LeBlanc in San Jose on the power play instead of putting out Marc-Edouard Vlasic. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's just a generic example, but I don't know. That's kind of my rant there. I'm sorry. I'm in a mess today. You know, this is, again, an unedited video. We'll get over my rest of the game notes. I probably should have done those line combinations beginning, but whatever. Thank you all for sticking with me through this. But, you know, Penguins score a power play goal tonight. That was a Brian Rust goal. Guentzel scores as well, and the Penguins win this one 3-1 against the New Jersey Devils. We have one more game remaining against them. That's also tomorrow at 1 p.m. I don't like... I mentioned before that I love matinee games. I only like matinee games when they're on Sundays. I don't know why. I'm not even going to attempt to explain why. But, you know, Saturday at 1, it's weird. But, of course, the Devils had COVID. Other notes that I had, DeSmith was good. I thought Ceci and Matheson were good. Did the Penguins re-sign Ceci in the offseason? Jeez. My PFR question for the night is, you know, you have guys like Frederick Gaudreau, Anthony Angello, and Mark Jankowski playing in the Penguins lineup right now. Radim Zohorna, Czech player that the Penguins signed in the free agency in the offseason. Do you see him coming in the lineup? Do you want him to come in the lineup? I was talking with Jankowski on Twitter about it, and, you know, the Penguins don't necessarily see him as one of the best players in the organization to be able to put in the lineup right now. Maybe he'll get a shot. That's kind of the same, you know, vibes I'm getting from Drew O'Connor. Remember him? You know, these players aren't necessarily bad. It's just that they're not. These aren't. And I spoke about it the other night in the PFR. These aren't high-end prospects. That's what it comes down to. The Penguins are, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of young players that they can add to their you know, team. Zohorna, free agency signing. Aston Reese, free agency signing. Jankowski, free agency signing. Gaudreau, free agency. Sceviour, trade throw-in. Angello, I think, was drafted. But, you know, I could go on a tangent about how Rutherford was drafting. You know, it was terrible what he drafting. And it's, you know, biting the Penguins in the butt right now because they don't have depth players. And I'm not expecting the Penguins to draft a top 10 player every year, but I am expecting the Penguins, you know, when they were winning cups, to draft depth players, which they didn't, and it's hurting them right now because there's no depth players. You're out 2 injuries and you're playing Anthony Angello on your second power play unit. It's not deep enough. Yeah. Anyways, I can go on a tangent about that, but other game notes that I had. Really, that's pretty much it. The Penguins broke down the Devils system tonight, and you know, they got a 3-1 win tonight. All 3 goals coming without the empty net. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it as well. My 3 stars of the night. That Rust goal cannot be overlooked. You know, it was a great goal. He's my first star. Sid, you know, in games like these where you don't have Malkin, where you don't have Blueger and Zucker, Sid is going to carry the team, and while he may not be the most noticeable person on the ice, which is crazy, he should be. You know, he's always there. I think he had 2 assists tonight. He's Sidney Crosby. Second star. I thought DeSmith had a good game. He'll be my 3rd star. And I'm really sorry if this isn't the, you know, typical video you guys expect. Really, now that I have my new laptop, hopefully I can get back to normal. Right now, or for these past couple of days, I've really only had my phone, and I really do appreciate it. I know it kind of was a little bit sappy earlier, and this is turning into like a fucking filibuster. But I really do appreciate all of my 141 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. And, you know, I just do YouTube as a fun little thing I can do on the side, because if I weren't doing these PFRs, I would still be doing them to my friends. Like, I would just be like talking like to my girlfriend about how, man, Zach and Reese had a good game tonight, and she'd just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So might as well put it out there on the internet for everyone to see. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll get back to normal here soon. I love you all 3,000. Thank you all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. We'll hopefully be back to normal. Penguins win this one 3-1. My PFR question, do you want Radim Zohorna in the lineup? Thank you all. I'll see you guys in the next video. And I can't even edit out me walking up to hit the button. Jesus, 19 minutes.